I want to talk about something that most people really don't want to think about. And honestly, I understand why. Nobody wants to picture life without the person that they love because it's uncomfortable. But if we care about protecting the people we love, we have to talk about it. What happens financially when one spouse is suddenly gone? Not if, but when. Because statistically, in most marriages, one person outlives the other, sometimes by years, sometimes by decades. And when that happens, the income picture can change fast, really fast, not gradually, not overnight. And if nobody planned for it, the surviving spouse can suddenly find themselves carrying stress that they never expected. At the exact moment, they're already grieving. And I'll tell you, after doing this for a lot of years, this is one of the hardest seasons I watch families go through because grief changes people, even strong people, even very capable people. You're tired, you're overwhelmed, you're just trying to get through the day. And suddenly somebody is asking financial questions you never expected to answer alone. That's a hard time to be figuring things out for the first time. And there's something that financial planners sometimes call the widow's penalty. Now, I don't love the phrase, but the reality behind it is very real. Here's what happens: a couple retires, two Social Security checks coming in, maybe a pension, maybe investment income, and life feels manageable, predictable. And then one spouse passes, and overnight, one Social Security check disappears. The surviving spouse keeps the larger of the two checks, the smaller one goes away. And for many couples, that can mean a significant drop in monthly income. Here's the difficult part: expenses usually don't drop by half. The mortgage stays, insurance stays, utility stays, property taxes stay. Sure, groceries may change some, but most of life keeps costing what it costs. And now the surviving spouse is trying to adjust emotionally and financially at the same time. That's a heavy load. And honestly, most people underestimate how hard that season can be because grief changes everything. Simple decisions feel harder, energy feels lower, sometimes concentration disappears for a while. I've had widows tell me, "Barb, I've walked into a room and forgot why I was there." And then someone expects them to make smart financial decisions, to understand investments, paperwork, taxes. That's asking a lot from somebody who's simply trying to get through the day. And this is exactly why planning ahead matters. It's not because we expect the worst, it's because when life gets hard, clarity matters. A simple list of accounts matters. Knowing where passwords are, it matters. Understanding how income changes matters. And those little things become very big things later. I remember one woman, she told me, "Barb, I was afraid to spend money for almost a year after my husband passed because I didn't know if I'd run out." Now think about that. Already grieving, already lonely, and now afraid to even go to dinner with friends because of money uncertainty. And honestly, I hate to see people go through that because so much of that stress could have been reduced with a few conversations ahead of time. And this matters because people don't always see it coming. I can't tell you how many times someone has said to me, "We thought we had more time." But life changes quickly. And sometimes the hardest seasons arrive without warning. And if today's conversation has you quietly maybe thinking about, we probably need to look at some of this. And if you'd like to talk through your own retirement picture, call 800-883-1518 and ask about a complimentary discovery call. There's no pressure, there's no obligation. It's just a conversation to see if there's any red flags or blind spots that might create problems later on. Again, that's 800-883-1518. And you can also request your complimentary copy of Retire Financially Fit. And then there's also some additional resources that we have for you at retirefinanciallyfit.com.